Hi everyone, hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, today's a pretty big day here in Canada. It is the day for the very first travel restriction easing from Canada to the United States. So July 5th, Canada is easing some of the restrictions for coming into Canada from fully vaccinated people, although it's not an open situation. It's not for tourism, it's not for anything like that. However, it is, Canadians who are returning to Canada no longer have to go to the quarantine hotel if you've been fully vaccinated. You no longer have to quarantine in your house for 14 days. And you no longer have to get a test 8 days after you arrive. So that's a lot of expense and a lot of planning that people were having to do. No matter what the reason, whether you were going to the United States for medical treatment or you lived half in Canada, half in the United States, your dual citizenship, any of that, no matter what, you had to quarantine when you come back to Canada. So picture yourself, you're living in Florida for 6 months of the winter and then you come back to Canada. And now you have to, pay an extra $2,000 to $3,000 per person to stay in a hotel. You have to quarantine for 14 days. Even if you have to go to your job, you have to plan that time in. All these extra things, and all that's gone if you've been fully vaccinated. So that's progress. At least it's a little bit. And with that, we now have everything focused on July 21st. And July 21st is the time when the Canada border, driving border between Canada and the United States is up for either they're going to expand it or extend it, or they're going to start easing it. And a lot of people are thinking that they're going to start easing it somewhat. And here's some of the logic behind it. A lot of people are saying, look, first of all, if you're allowing fully vaccinated people, no quarantine and everything like that, then you have to say that fully vaccinated people are safer in your country to come in for a hotel stay or something along those lines. Come in to go to a park, come in to go see a hockey game, whatever the case may be. If you're saying vaccinated people are that safe that you don't have to quarantine anymore, you don't have to do the hotel anymore, then maybe we should start letting some vaccinated people into the country. And I think they're going to do that, but I think they're going to do it slowly. I think it's going to be at the first set of people to allow will be people who have family members who are living in the country and you're coming to visit and you're fully vaccinated. So, if you're married, there's lots of stories out there you see where people are married, got married just before this all hit. One person still is in the United States, one person still is in Canada, and they can't see each other. They can't cross the border. So I think those are going to be some of the things that you're going to see. People going back and forth for medical. You're going to be able to drive there. You're not going to have to fly there. I think that'll be some of the things that they're going to ease. But there's a lot of pressure right now because not too long ago, the Prime Minister of Canada came out and said, what he was asked directly, with vaccines on the rise and the cases so low, when are we going to, why did you extend the border the last time? So why did you extend it in June to July when cases? And he said, well, look, we need to have around 70% of our population one dose. And we need to have at least 20% of our population have 2 doses before we even start to think about opening the restrictions. Well, we're now approaching 80% of 1 dose, and we're over 40%. So double what the Prime Minister mentioned last time. And by the 21st, it's pretty obvious we're going to be close to 50% because it's going up almost a full percent a day. Our vaccination rate right now is straight up like this. People are lined up to get them. The minute they come available, people are going. There's not a lot of hesitancy. We're not having that debate here in Canada like there was in the United States and still is in the United States. There's a lot of vaccine hesitancy in the United States. There's no vaccine hesitancy really in Canada. You're going to see high numbers. Probably 70 to 80% of our entire population who's eligible will get vaccinated. And so now we go to the borders. What are they going to do? When are they going to start easing restrictions? And this is a little self-serving to me. So I booked my flights for my next trips in July, and I booked my flights in August. But I also have a cruise now in September, and I have cruises in December, and I'll probably have cruises between there, or trips between there. And I want to drive. I want to see the countries. I want to drive through the United States. I would love to drive from Florida up in through California, up into Washington, hit Route 66, all that kind of stuff. I want to visit different states on my travels. And you really can't do that. You fly to a destination, that's it. So that's a little self-serving on my part. I am now fully vaccinated. Last Friday was my official 2 weeks after the vaccine. Canada here, Ottawa, for example, has 0 cases in ICU for like the 5th day in a row. We are in single-digit cases total in the city on a daily basis. I think we have a total of only 54 active cases in the entire city, not in hospital. That's active cases, quarantining at home, or that we've noticed. In hospital, 2 people. 6 hospitals, 2 people, 1 million people in the city, which is causing a lot of people to ask, when are we opening? Because down in Alberta, one of our western provinces, they just lifted restrictions down there. So bars are open at full capacity, restaurants are open at full capacity, you don't have to wear a mask mandate anymore, that's gone. And so it's really the first province that's into full opening. Meanwhile, in Ontario, we just entered phase 2, which has nothing to do with masks, nothing to do with lifting all restrictions for business. Even phase 3 doesn't lift masks, doesn't limit capacities, doesn't do any of that stuff. So people are saying, well, look, we're at 43% in Ontario fully vaccinated. Our case numbers are way down. When we go into phase 3, maybe now this is the time to lift the restrictions like the mask mandate and things like that. Because there's just no, like in a city of Ottawa, you're getting 4 or 5 cases a day in the city of Ottawa. Meanwhile, the outdoor patios are opening, golf courses are opening, people are doing things, people are getting together, and there's still no rise in cases. And so we have to follow that, right? That's the evidence. We've opened and nothing has changed. We've opened twice now, phase 1, phase 2, and cases still dramatically are falling. People are still dramatically getting their vaccines, and the numbers represent that. So why are they taking so long to open when other provinces are way past where we are now? And so that's a question that the Premier is going to have to answer very shortly as we get closer to that phase 3 opening in just over 2 weeks, just under 2 weeks now. Just under 2 weeks. We will see what he says at that point. But yeah, at least the travel restrictions are eased, and let's hope we can start driving across the border and visiting our friends in the near future. Fingers crossed.